What if the worst thing she ever did to you was the best thing that ever happened to you? Think about it. She left, she ghosted, she lost interest. And for a while you blamed yourself. You questioned your worth. You replayed every moment, every word trying to find the crack that made her walk away. But what if I told you the moment she took you for granted was the moment you were given the chance to become untouchable? She didn't expect you to rise. She expected you to break. She expected the late-night texts, the desperate calls, the emotional pleas. Because that's what she conditioned you for. Emotional slavery disguised as love. But you're not her pet project anymore. You're a man, and now you're going to learn to think like a stoic and move like a ghost. Unbothered, unavailable, unshakable in this video. I'm not here to cuddle your pain. I'm here to weaponize it. We're diving deep into how heartbreak becomes your greatest advantage. We'll use stoicism, dark psychology, and brutal self-discipline to flip the narrative. This isn't about getting her back. This is about making her regret ever letting you go. So strap in. This is how you stop being the victim and become the storm. If you're done being haunted by what-ifs, if you're ready to start over without looking back, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. She lost me the moment I found myself. Number 1, the fall. You were her emotional safety net. She didn't love you. She loved the version of you that gave her comfort on command. The version that said yes when she didn't deserve it. The version that made her feel like the center of the universe, even when she treated you like an afterthought. You weren't her man. You were her emotional support system disguised as a boyfriend. And when that role stopped giving her the high she craved, she dropped you without hesitation. See, a lot of men confuse loyalty with value. You think being consistent, being reliable, being emotionally available makes her stay. But in reality, when she knows you'll never leave no matter how she treats you, she stops trying. She stops appreciating because she doesn't fear losing you. And in the absence of that fear, desire dies. Let's be real, she didn't fall out of love with you. She fell out of control over you. And when a woman feels like she's in full control emotionally, mentally, even sexually, her interest plummets. It's not right. It's not fair, but it's how human psychology works. Certainty kills curiosity. Predictability suffocates attraction. And you gave her everything. You made her your world. She made you her option. So when she left, you felt like the ground vanished under your feet. The pain wasn't just heartbreak. It was ego death. You gave so much and it still wasn't enough. But that pain is the wake-up call. That collapse you felt, it was your foundation cracking under the weight of your own illusions. You thought love was about giving everything. But true love isn't slavery. And self-respect isn't optional. Now you have a choice. You can keep chasing ghosts or you can face the truth. You weren't valued because you weren't scarce. You weren't respected because you weren't a challenge. That version of you, he died the moment she walked away. And from the ashes, a new version is born. One that doesn't beg, doesn't chase, and doesn't settle. Number 2, the truth hurts. But lies hurt longer. You told yourself she loved you. That it was just a phase, that she'd come back. That if you just gave it time, she'd realize what she lost. That was the lie. A lie you repeated so often you started to believe it. Not because it was true, but because it was easier than facing the brutal reality. That she saw your worth and still walked away. Here's the hard truth. The more you cling to the fantasy, the more damage you do to yourself. She's not confused. She's not figuring things out. She left because she wanted to. And maybe she replaced you before you even realized what was happening. Maybe she lined someone else up. while you were still texting her goodnight. That truth cuts deep, but it's cleaner than dragging yourself through denial for months. Stoicism teaches us one thing above all else. Accept what is not what you wish it was. Not what it used to be, what is. The pain you feel isn't just about her leaving. It's about the story you built around her. The pedestal you placed her on. The lies you fed your soul just to avoid the void. But lies rot you from the inside out. They keep you stuck. They keep you begging for closure that will never come. The moment you stop lying to yourself is the moment you stop needing her apology. You don't need answers, you need truth. And the truth is, she underestimated your capacity to rise. She thought you'd drown in heartbreak, but pain is pressure, and pressure, it builds men. So ask yourself, are you done pretending she was your forever? When she barely gave you the bare minimum? Or are you ready to see her for what she was? A temporary lesson in a permanent rise. No 3, cut the cord. Stop feeding the illusion. She's not thinking about you the way you're thinking about her. That last message you sent, she read it, ignored it. Maybe even laughed, and every time you check her page, stalk her stories, or reread your old texts, you're not honoring the connection. You're feeding the illusion that she still cares, that she'll come around, that there's something to save. There's not no contact isn't just a strategy. It's survival. It's not about getting her back. It's about getting yourself back every second. You spend watching her live without you is a second you rob from your own healing. You're trying to keep a flame alive in a house that already burned down. She's moved on, or at least she's pretending to. And that's all it takes for her to win the psychological game. Here's where dark psychology comes in. Attention is currency. Every view, every text, every call, it tells her one thing: he still wants me. And the more she knows that, the less respect she has for you. Because women don't crave what's desperate. They crave what's distant, what's unclear, what's powerful enough to walk away and mean it. The second you stop feeding the illusion, you starve her of that validation. That's when the shift begins. Cut the cord blocker if you have to. Not out of hate, but out of clarity. Because the real power move isn't exploding in anger. It's disappearing in silence. She can't miss you while you're still orbiting her world. Detach not to get her attention, but to reclaim your identity. Number 4, the vacuum principle. Let her feel your absence. Nature hates a vacuum, so does the human mind. When you disappear completely, when you remove your presence, your attention, your energy, she feels it even if she doesn't admit it. Even if she's posting pictures with someone new, or laughing on her story, pretending like she's moved on. Behind the scenes, the silence starts to eat at her. Because before you were always there, always replying, always available. Now you're a ghost. Most men make the mistake of pulling away. Just enough to make her curious, but not enough to make her feel the loss. That's weakness disguised as strategy. That's hoping she notices you missing without ever truly being gone. But true power is when you vanish. Not to provoke her, but to rebuild yourself. When she looks for your energy and finds emptiness, that's when regret begins to grow. This is the vacuum principle. Your absence creates space, and in that space, she's forced to confront the consequences of her decision. Not immediately, not always, obviously. But eventually she'll start wondering where your attention went. Who it's going to, what you're doing, who you're becoming, and because you're silent. Because you're not feeding her ego with breadcrumbs. Her mind fills in the blanks. That uncertainty, that's your leverage. Stoicism is control not just of emotion, but of attention. You no longer give yourself to people who discard you. You become a closed chapter she can't rewrite. The longer you hold that silence, the louder it echoes in her world. She thought you'd always be there. Now she's haunted by the fact that you're not. No 5 power in silence. Your words once built her world. Your words used to be her reality. Every good morning text, every late night call. Every moment you told her she was beautiful. Special, different. Those words built a world where she was queen, and she got used to it. She depended on it until she didn't. Until your words stopped giving her a thrill. Until the love you spoke into her became background noise. So she walked, and now she expects more words. She expects closure reaction. Maybe even rage, but you give her none of it. That's where your power begins. Silence is the most uncomfortable answer a person can receive, because it leaves them alone with their thoughts. And for someone who thrived on your validation, your silence is terrifying. It makes her question herself, not immediately, but slowly. Deeply, she starts to wonder if she mattered. If you feel anything, if you've already moved on. And that mystery, that void, it's the opposite of the control she once had. When you talk, you give away energy. When you explain, you justify her actions. When you react, you validate her power over you. But silence. Silence flips the script. It tells her she no longer has access. That you've reclaimed the one thing she never thought you'd protect. Your attention. Stoics understood this restraint is not weakness. It's discipline. Anyone can lash out. Anyone can beg, but holding your tongue when your heart is bleeding. That's strength, that's transformation. Every time you choose silence over chaos, you remind her and yourself that you're no longer the same man she left.